What if I told you that the reason things haven't been working the way they used to, has nothing to do with aging, and everything to do with what your skin hasn't been getting? And what if I also told you that, without a single pill, pump, or awkward prescription, you could begin to feel warmth, sensation, and real confidence returning, in just 7 days? I know. That sounds like one of those too good to be true internet ads. But stay with me. Because what I'm about to share isn't a gimmick or a quick fix. It's a simple ritual, built on 4 powerful oils, that taps into the part of your body that modern medicine often ignores, your skin's ability to absorb, awaken, and restore, when treated the right way. This isn't a miracle. It's biology, done better. Men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s have started using this exact method not because they're trying to relive their 20s, but because they miss feeling present, connected, and capable again. They were tired of being told, "It's just your age." Tired of feeling like the fire had gone out for good. And most of all, tired of the silence that comes with pretending everything's fine. You might be carrying that silence too. But here's the truth, your body hasn't given up. It's just been waiting for you to give it what it actually needs. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear, step-by-step plan, how to mix the oils, how to apply them, and what to expect over the next 7 days. But before we get there, I need to tell you why this works when so many other things haven't. And to do that, I want to take you back to the beginning. For over 30 years, I've sat across from men who didn't come to me because of a routine checkup. They came because something changed, quietly, slowly, sometimes all at once. And they didn't know who else to talk to. Some came in after months of avoiding intimacy. Some hadn't felt anything down there in years. Some just missed the version of themselves that felt alive. They would sit down, shift uncomfortably, and then finally say it. "Doc, I don't feel like myself anymore." Not once have I ever laughed, judged, or brushed it off. Because I know what they're really saying. They're not talking about dysfunction. They're talking about disconnection. What I've learned after 3 decades isn't just about hormones or blood flow, though those matter. It's about trust. Between a man and his body. Between how he feels and how he functions. And what most men don't realize is this, the body is always willing to meet you halfway. It just needs the right signal, the right support, and the right starting point. That's why I began looking beyond pills. I wanted something that worked with the body, not against it. And that search led me to something old. Ancient, actually. A blend of 4 time-tested oils that, when used correctly, help restore blood flow, nerve sensation, and confidence, naturally, safely, and effectively. And it all starts with one surprising ingredient that's probably sitting in your kitchen cabinet right now. Let me show you why rosemary oil isn't just for cooking, it's the commander that opens the gates. So let's start with rosemary oil, the one most men overlook because it sounds too ordinary. But before I break down how it works, let me explain why everything else you've tried hasn't. Here's the simple truth, it's not your fault that those pills didn't deliver. They weren't designed to go where the problem actually is. Every week, I meet men who come in holding a bottle of capsules, looking frustrated. They've tried testosterone boosters, circulation pills, even herbal stacks with names like Man Power Max. And I always ask them the same question. Where do you want the result to happen? They pause, then answer, down there. Then I ask. So why are you swallowing it? That usually stops them cold. You see, when you take a pill, it has to survive a long journey. Through your stomach acid. Through your digestive tract. Filtered by your liver. Then finally, a small fraction enters your bloodstream. By the time it reaches the area where you actually need help, most of its strength is gone. It's like calling the fire department, and sending the water truck 3 cities away. Now here's the part no one's told you. The skin in certain areas of your body, especially the thinner, more sensitive zones. Can absorb healing compounds up to 64 times faster and more directly than your stomach ever could. And when you apply the right blend to the right place, you're no longer hoping for improvement. You're creating it. This isn't about overpowering your system with chemicals. It's about partnering with your body's design, so it remembers how to work the way it used to. And it all starts with one little leaf that's been used for centuries, not just for flavoring dinner, but for opening blood vessels and reviving tired nerves. Let me show you why rosemary oil is the first and most important step in your 7-day transformation. Rosemary oil is where it all begins. The first time I recommended it to one of my older patients, he raised an eyebrow and said, "Isn't that the stuff my wife cooks with?" I smiled and nodded. Yes. But used the right way, it might just change everything. You see, rosemary oil isn't just a kitchen herb, it's a circulation commander. Inside that tiny bottle is a powerful natural vasodilator. That means it helps open up blood vessels, especially the ones that have grown stiff, narrow, or tired with age. And that matters, because when blood can't reach where it needs to go, nothing else can work. No sensation. No warmth. No connection. What makes rosemary oil special is its active compounds, rosmarinic acid, camphor, and eucalyptol. When applied directly to the skin, these compounds help relax the smooth muscles around blood vessels. Not in your arms or legs, but exactly where you need it most. Men often tell me the first thing they notice is a subtle warmth. A gentle tingling that feels like something is waking up. That's not a side effect, it's a signal. Your body is remembering how to move blood, how to feel, how to respond. And it happens without forcing anything. No racing heart. No pressure spikes. No weird side effects. Just a gradual, natural return to function. It's also one of the few oils that can stimulate dormant nerve endings. That's why some men describe it like a light switch turning back on. Not all at once, but unmistakably real. Even after 1 or 2 applications, I've had men come back and say, "Dr. James, I didn't realize how numb I'd gotten, until I wasn't anymore." That's the quiet power of rosemary. It opens the gate. It creates the path. But it doesn't work alone. Because once the door is open, you need something that draws the blood in. Something that brings warmth, richness, and energy exactly where you need it. That's where the second oil comes in. Let me introduce you to ginger oil, the warming magnet that makes everything come alive. Once rosemary opens the gate, ginger steps in and lights the fire. If rosemary is the general giving the order, ginger oil is the soldier charging in with purpose. It doesn't just support blood flow, it pulls it in, like a magnet drawing warmth exactly where it's needed. I'll never forget one particular moment. An older gentleman, mid-60s, had been struggling with lack of sensation for years. We tried the rosemary blend first, and he felt something. A flicker. But when we added ginger oil to the mix, he paused mid-application, looked up, and said, "Dr. James, it's like something finally woke up." That stuck with me. The secret lies in compounds like gingerol and zingiberine. These aren't just spicy ingredients, they're natural stimulants that, when applied topically, create a warming effect that signals the body. Send blood here. Right here. Not a burn. Not irritation. Just a deep, gentle heat that spreads through soft tissue. Reminding your body that this area still matters. Ginger oil does more than increase circulation, it activates awareness. Men often describe the feeling as warmth returning to a room that had gone cold for years. It brings nutrient-rich blood back to tissue that's been ignored. And with that blood comes sensation, oxygen, and the chance for true repair. What's even more powerful is how ginger and rosemary work together. Rosemary opens the path, ginger fills it. Like a 1-2 punch of clarity and connection. Together, they create a synergy that's stronger than either oil alone. And here's where most men start noticing real change. Not just physically, but emotionally. Because when blood returns, so does confidence. When sensation wakes up, so does presence. And when things start to work again, it doesn't feel forced, it feels earned. But as powerful as circulation is, it's only part of the story. Because blood flow without relaxation is like water trying to rush through a kinked hose. If the mind is tense, the body won't follow. Which is why the next oil may surprise you. It doesn't heat you up, it slows you down in all the right ways. Let's talk about lavender oil, the calm restore your nervous system has been waiting for. Because even with blood flowing freely, if your nervous system is still bracing for failure, nothing truly connects. That's where lavender oil comes in. Most guys hear lavender and think of bubble baths or scented candles. But what they don't know is that this little flower holds a key that most men haven't turned in decades. The key to letting go. I can't count how many times I've seen it. A man comes in, thinking his issue is purely physical. We improve circulation. We restore sensation. But something still holds him back. He's tense. Worried. Maybe even afraid to try, because he doesn't want to be disappointed again. That tension. It shuts things down faster than poor blood flow ever could. The truth is, your nervous system controls everything. Your arousal, your circulation, even how your brain interprets sensation. And when it's locked in a low-level fight or flight state, your body literally redirects blood away from where you want it most. Lavender oil helps reverse that. Inside are compounds like linalool and linalool acetate, natural calmers that tell your nervous system, you're safe now. You can relax. It's okay to feel again. When applied to the skin, especially in areas linked to intimacy, lavender doesn't just smell good. It sends a direct signal to your brain. Stop bracing. Start trusting. And that's where everything begins to change. Men have told me things like, Dr. James, I didn't realize how much stress I'd been carrying until it finally let go. And with that release, blood flows easier, sensation sharpens. And performance stops being a chore, and starts being natural again. Lavender works in silence. It doesn't shout. It whispers. But its effects run deep, especially for men who've been carrying silent pressure for years. Now, with rosemary opening the vessels, ginger drawing the blood, and lavender calming the mind, you've laid the foundation. But one crucial piece still remains. Because even with better blood flow and relaxed nerves, damaged tissue can hold you back. You need something that rebuilds from the inside out. And for that, we turn to one of nature's oldest healers. Black seed oil. Because once you've opened the vessels, pulled in the blood, and calmed the mind, there's still one more step. You have to repair what time has worn down. That's where black seed oil comes in. It doesn't tingle. It doesn't warm. It doesn't even smell all that nice. But don't let that fool you, this oil might be the most powerful one of them all. For centuries, black seed oil, also known as Nigella sativa, was called the remedy for everything but death. That's not marketing hype. It's because of a compound inside it called thymoquinone, a natural antioxidant and anti-inflammatory powerhouse. Here's why it matters. Over time, the tiny capillaries and soft tissues that support male function take a beating. Poor circulation. Medication side effects. Inflammation. Even stress and lack of use can cause them to break down, stiffen, or scar. Black seed oil doesn't just soothe those areas. It helps regenerate them. When applied regularly, it seeps deep into the layers of tissue. It starts calming inflammation, neutralizing free radicals, and gently nudging your body to rebuild what's been lost. Think of it like a quiet craftsman, working slowly, steadily, without fanfare, but leaving behind stronger, more responsive, more elastic tissue. Men don't usually notice its effects right away. But give it 3 or 4 days, and they'll say things like, "Something feels better. Stronger. More awake." That's not just a feeling. That's real, cellular level healing. It also improves skin health, fights bacteria, reduces irritation, and even helps prevent micro-tears in delicate areas. That's why I always say, rosemary gets things going, ginger fuels it, lavender calms it. But black seed oil sustains it. It's what makes your progress stick. And when you blend these 4 oils in the right way, something remarkable happens. It's no longer just a topical mix. It becomes a ritual, a daily act that restores blood, sensation, strength, and most of all, belief. Now that you've met each oil, let me show you why using them on your skin, not in your mouth, is the key that unlocks this entire transformation. And here's why this ritual works better than anything you've likely tried before. You're finally giving your body what it needs, exactly where it needs it, without detours, without delays. Most men are used to swallowing pills and hoping something changes. But here's the catch: when you take a capsule, the active ingredients have to fight their way through stomach acid, liver enzymes, and a maze of digestion, all before they might reach your bloodstream. By the time they do, the dose is weaker. The effect is scattered. And the results, if any, take weeks. Now compare that to this. When you apply the right oils directly to the skin, especially in thin, highly absorbent areas, they're absorbed straight into the local blood vessels, often within minutes. No digestion. No breakdown. No waste. Just immediate delivery, where your body can actually use what you've given it. Science backs this up. Studies have shown that certain parts of the body can absorb healing compounds up to 64 times faster through the skin than through the gut. It's not just faster, it's smarter. And because you're using natural oils, not synthetic drugs, your body recognizes them. It doesn't resist. It welcomes them in. Even better, topical application allows you to respond in real time. You'll feel the tingling, the warmth, the calm, the shift. You're not guessing anymore, you're experiencing it. That's the power of partnering with your biology, not battling it. So if you've ever felt like you were doing everything right, but still getting nowhere, this is your reset button. And the best part? You don't need a prescription. You don't need to wait. You just need the right oils, the right blend, and the right routine. Let me show you exactly how to make it, step by step, so you can start your own 7-day transformation tonight. Here's exactly how to make the blend, and how to use it, step by step. Start with your base. 2 ounces of organic coconut oil. It's not just a carrier. It's antibacterial, soothing to the skin, and absorbs beautifully. Next, add 12 drops of rosemary essential oil, your circulation opener. 6 drops of ginger essential oil, your warming magnet. 6 drops of lavender essential oil, your calming signal. 6 drops of black seed oil, your deep repair foundation. Gently stir the blend using a wooden or glass stick, never metal, as it can interfere with the potency of essential oils. Once mixed, pour it into a small amber glass jar with a tight lid. Let it rest for 24 hours. That bonding time, what I call the marriage phase, lets the oils synchronize their properties at the molecular level. Now comes the most important part, the ritual itself. Twice a day. Once in the morning, after a warm shower, when your pores are open. And once at night, before bed, when your body does its deepest healing. Scoop out a small amount, about the size of a dime. Warm it between your palms. Then, using slow, circular motions, gently massage it into the target area. Don't rush. Give yourself at least 2 to 3 minutes. This isn't just about oil. It's about reconnecting. You're not fixing a machine. You're reawakening something human, something deeply yours. Some men feel changes on day 1, a light tingling, a gentle heat. Others report by day 3 or 4, their body starts responding in ways it hasn't in years. By day 7, for many, it's like flipping on a switch they thought was stuck forever. Track what you notice. Write it down. Not just the physical shifts, but how you feel walking through your day. Because this is more than a routine. It's a quiet declaration. I still matter. I'm still alive in here. And if this is how much can change in just 7 days, imagine what happens when you keep going. Let's talk about what long-term transformation really looks like, and why this is just the beginning. Because if this is what can shift in just 7 days, the real question is, what happens when you don't stop? That's when the ritual becomes something more. Not just a remedy. Not even a habit. But a quiet, steady return to yourself. Here's what many men tell me after those first 7 days. They're not just feeling more sensation. They're standing taller. Walking with more presence. Looking in the mirror and seeing someone they recognize again. By the second week, responsiveness deepens. That subtle heat turns into steady vitality. The quiet doubts start fading. The, I'm not sure I can, becomes, I know I still can. By day 30, it's not just about intimacy anymore. It's about energy. Confidence. A sense of wholeness. You may even start noticing small, unexpected shifts. Better skin texture in delicate areas. Improved sleep. Calmer nerves during the day. More emotional openness with your partner. And that deep, grounded feeling of being home in your own body again. This is what happens when you stop chasing quick fixes. And start giving your body the consistency it's been craving for years. You're not just restoring function. You're rebuilding trust, between your mind, your body, and your sense of self-worth. And once that connection returns, you'll realize it was never about performance alone. It was about reclaiming your place in your own life. So if you're standing at the edge of this new chapter, wondering whether to keep going, I'll say this. Your body hasn't forgotten. It's been waiting for you to remember. And the best is still ahead. Let me close with a final message, one I've shared with thousands of men, about what it really means to feel like yourself again, and how to carry that forward with strength, dignity, and hope. Because if this is what can shift in just 7 days, the real question is, what happens when you don't stop? That's when the ritual becomes something more. Not just a remedy. Not even a habit. But a quiet, steady return to yourself. Here's what many men tell me after those first 7 days. They're not just feeling more sensation. They're standing taller. Walking with more presence. Looking in the mirror and seeing someone they recognize again. By the second week, responsiveness deepens. That subtle heat turns into steady vitality. The quiet doubts start fading. The, I'm not sure I can, becomes, I know I still can. By day 30, it's not just about intimacy anymore. It's about energy. Confidence. A sense of wholeness. You may even start noticing small, unexpected shifts. Better skin texture in delicate areas. Improved sleep. Calmer nerves during the day. More emotional openness with your partner. And that deep, grounded feeling of being home in your own body again. This is what happens when you stop chasing quick fixes. And start giving your body the consistency it's been craving for years. You're not just restoring function. You're rebuilding trust, between your mind, your body, and your sense of self-worth. And once that connection returns, you'll realize it was never about performance alone. It was about reclaiming your place in your own life. So if you're standing at the edge of this new chapter, wondering whether to keep going, I'll say this. Your body hasn't forgotten. It's been waiting for you to remember. And the best is still ahead. Let me close with a final message, one I've shared with thousands of men, about what it really means to feel like yourself again, and how to carry that forward with strength, dignity, and hope.